Welcome to Fun Facts Daily, your source for just the good stuff. Monday through Friday, we're bringing fun facts and news you can use, all carefully curated to uplift and inform. So give yourself a break, relax, and learn something awesome in just a few minutes every day. Hi everyone, I'm Kyle Wood. This week I'm doing some back to school themed episodes, and today we're going to be learning all about school lunches. But before we get into the facts, let's warm up our brains with a little challenge to see if you can tell fact from fiction. Consider this. Today, most people would tell you it's important to make kids eat their vegetables, but some say in the 1980s, they took another approach by just saying more things that kids would eat could be considered vegetables. Supposedly, the United States government tried to classify ketchup as a vegetable to meet federal nutritional standards for school lunches. It sounds like a joke, but could it really have happened? What do you think? Did the US government try to expand the definition of vegetables just to make it seem like school lunches were meeting nutritional standards? We'll find out at the end of the episode. Now for your word of the day. Our word for today is cafeteria. That's C-A-F-E-T-E-R-I-A. A cafeteria is a restaurant or dining room in a school or business where customers serve themselves or are served food from a counter and pay before eating. In the context of schools, it's the central hub where students gather, line up with their trays, and select their meals. The cafeteria model was designed for efficiency, allowing a small staff to feed hundreds of children in a short period of time. The word cafeteria actually comes from American Spanish. In the mid-19th century, cafeteria referred to a coffee house. A cafe being the Spanish term for coffee, and the suffix "eria" indicating a shop, store, or a place of business. So a cafeteria was basically a coffee house or a business selling coffee. The term evolved in the U.S. around the 1890s to describe self-service dining establishments that were gaining popularity in places like Chicago. By the time the National School Lunch Act was passed in 1946, the cafeteria and self-service model was standard in American schools. Time for your daily high five, our top 5 fun facts about school lunches. Number 1. The earliest recognized school lunch programs began in Germany in 1790. Count Rumford established a soup kitchen for poor adults and children in Munich. He created Rumford soup, a highly nutritious and inexpensive mixture of peas, barley, and potatoes. He said that children who worked in his military workhouses needed to receive this soup along with a basic education. The initiative is widely considered the first organized attempt to feed and educate children simultaneously. From there, the idea quickly spread across Europe. By the 1800s, organizations in France and the UK began implementing their own variations of school feeding programs. Victor Hugo, the famous writer behind Les Miserables and The Hunchback of Notre Dame, also funded hot meals for children at a school in Guernsey in the 1860s. These early European models focused mainly on combating malnutrition among the working class, but they laid the groundwork for modern state-sponsored lunch programs. Number 2. In Japan, the school lunch program is considered a core part of the educational curriculum rather than just a break for food. In the Japanese school lunch system, known as kyushoku, students don't just eat, they take responsibility for serving the food and cleaning up. There are no custodians cleaning or cafeteria staff serving the meals. Instead, students wear white coats, hats, and masks to serve their peers in the classroom. Meals are designed by nutritionists, prepared with local ingredients, and strictly monitored for caloric and nutritional value. The state subsidizes the program so all students eat the same meal regardless of income. This approach teaches children responsibility, teamwork, and etiquette. During the meal, teachers share information about the nutritional benefits of the day's ingredients. Students are encouraged to eat everything on their plates to prevent food waste, but also to show gratitude to those who provided the food. This integrated system has been credited with giving Japan one of the lowest rates of childhood obesity in the developed world. Number 3. French school lunches have a multi-course structure designed to teach children culinary appreciation and manners. A typical school lunch in France consists of 4 distinct courses over an hour or two. The meal begins with a vegetable starter, followed by a warm main course with meat or fish and a side dish, and then it concludes with a cheese course and fruit for dessert. Water is the only beverage provided, and ketchup, interestingly, is banned from the cafeterias except on days when they have French fries. The French government views lunch as a time for socialization and sensory education. Nutritionists set the menu, and schools can't serve the same meal twice in a 20-day cycle. They want to expose children to a wide variety of flavors and textures. Vending machines have been banned in all French schools since 2005, so kids got to learn to eat the good stuff. Number 4. The United States established its federal school lunch program in 1946, largely due to national security concerns. During World War II, military recruiters had to reject thousands and thousands of draft applicants due to diet-related health problems, primarily childhood malnutrition. In order to make sure potential soldiers could be ready to serve in the future, President Harry S. Truman signed the National School Lunch Act in 1946. The legislation helped to support the health and well-being of children while simultaneously supporting the agricultural industry. The government bought surplus food from farmers and distributed them to schools to provide low-cost or free meals. Today, the National School Lunch Program operates in over 100,000 public and nonprofit private schools across the U.S. It feeds around 30 million children each school day, providing billions of meals annually. The program's nutrition standards are periodically updated by the U.S. Department of Agriculture to reflect current scientific understanding of requirements for a healthy diet. And they have to manage a delicate balance between budget constraints, agricultural interests, and student health. And our 5th and final fun fact for today: pizza is the most popular school lunch item in the United States. Because standard circular pizzas are difficult to cut and serve quickly in high volumes, food manufacturers developed the rectangular sheet pan pizza specifically for schools. The shape maximizes oven space and standardizes portion sizes. Today, schools serve an estimated 2 billion slices of pizza each year. To meet federal nutritional guidelines, the pizza served in schools is very different from what you might get from your local restaurant. Manufacturers make the crust with white whole wheat to increase the fiber without altering the appearance. The cheese is often a low-fat, low-sodium mozzarella blend, and the tomato sauce is fortified with additional vitamins and vegetable purees. This allows schools to serve a highly requested item while still complying with strict caloric and nutritional mandates. Now for some news you can use. If you pack a lunch for yourself or a student, consider adopting the bento box method by using a single container with multiple small compartments. It's a simple trick that can really elevate an otherwise mundane midday meal. The bento method offers several advantages over the plain old lunch bag. First, the components eliminate the need for disposable plastic bags, and reducing that waste saves money and helps the environment. Second, the small, distinct sections encourage portion control and getting a variety of foods into your diet. It forces the packer to think in terms of components: a protein, a grain, a fruit, and a vegetable, making it easier to assemble a balanced meal. And finally, the foods remain separated, which prevents things from getting soggy in transit. When lunchtime rolls around, your lettuce and carrots will still be crisp while your bread stays dry. Finally, the moment you've been waiting for. At the beginning of the episode, I asked, did the US government really try to classify ketchup as a vegetable for school lunches? Oddly enough, that's an actual fact. In 1981, the U.S. Department of Agriculture under the Reagan administration proposed new regulations to cut the federal school lunch budget by $1 billion. One of the proposed cost-saving measures allowed schools to credit condiments like ketchup and pickle relish toward the daily vegetable requirement. 2 tablespoons of ketchup would have legally constituted a serving of vegetables. As you can imagine, the public backlash was immediate and intense. Nutritionists, parents, and politicians from both parties condemned the idea. The pushback was so severe that the USDA withdrew the proposal within just a few weeks, and ketchup has remained categorized as a condiment ever since. Now, I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about school lunches with me today, and be sure to tune in every weekday for even more fun facts. Fun Facts Daily is an Airwave Media podcast. It was written, recorded, mixed, and edited by me, Kyle Wood. Thanks for sharing a part of your day with me. Be sure to follow Fun Facts Daily on your favorite podcast app so you can keep the good stuff coming your way every day. And if you like the show, please do me a favor and leave a kind rating, review, or just tell your friends about it.